Matt Dollar.
Great shot.
Hello, disc golfers. This is Matt Dollar, and I'm here today with the first part of the first round from the East Roswell Frisbee Trail Championships in Roswell, Georgia. So we'll be having a fivesome today, and the featured card will consist of 2 Pro Open players, 1 female Pro Open, and 2 female trophy-only players. I'll be teeing first here on hole number 4. I'm going Plasma Volt on an Anheuser line.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Super happy to start out this tournament with that kind of shot. So East Roswell Park is my home course, and really excited to play this event, which features over 1,000 added in cash. That was Sebastian Gentile going second. He's just a little right of the pin, but not a bad way to start. Haley Childs is third to tee.
Great shot.
Haley plays in the female Pro Open division. Now we have Carla Seiwert, usually in the female intermediate division, but she is playing in female trophy only today, as is Carolyn Corey, who just teed there. Carolyn throws a very nice second shot. Should give her a chance to go up and down for the par. Carla went out of bounds right off the tee, but there was a very nice shot there. Scramble for the 4, hopefully. See, Sebastian's wearing a streamlined disc shirt. Actually didn't notice that for the first few holes. That's awesome. So hole 4 is it's one of the holes that gave up the most birdies on the front 9. So it was the 3rd most birdied hole in the front 9 during this weekend's event. And we'll move on to hole 5. We're actually playing from a temp tee pad on hole 5. It will eventually become our permanent long tee pad. And it's a much better hole than what we currently have. So this is a 400-foot downhill. Gotta hit a gap about 200 away, maybe 250 away.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I went with that same Plasma Volt again, and that was probably one of the best shots I've thrown on this hole this entire year. I don't birdie this one too often, so I'm really excited with that tee shot.
Oh my god. Oh, that was good.
Sebastian Gentile almost dials up an ace. I believe he threw a shrike there is what he said.
Yeah. Oh,
Haley Childs has smashed one with her giant way down there. Pin high to the right. 400-foot crush from Haley Childs. Carla has one over into the death trap on the left. She is not going to like that result. Carolyn's turned it over a bit, but I think it stayed on the top of the hill. I'm not sure. We'll see. Carla has to pitch out sideways.
Go, ball.
That's her blue Convict she threw right there on shot number 3. Carolyn did get a little off the side of the hill, but not too bad of a spot. She'll have a chance to save. Uh-oh. Little extra juice on that putt. She's going to have a comeback here as well.
Yeah.
Carolyn makes a great up and down after having to pitch out after shot number 1. Oh, Haley misses an inside the circle putt there for the very rare 2 on this hole. Starting to think there's a force field around this basket, but not so much. It lets me in. I'm putting with the soft Envy there. So I got a pink on hot pink soft Envy that I'm putting with some, and I'm also putting with another soft Envy that has my Matt Dollar stamp. It's like blue and pink, so they have the matching pink rims. Hole number 6, one of my favorite holes on the course. I'm going with the Insanity. And that shot was pretty insane. I kind of like early released it and threw it extra high, really just way higher than I intended, and it went through that gap up there in between the tree and the branch, but then it hit something to keep it from going all the way up. But still, you can't be too picky when you miss the initial gap. Sebastian also misses that gap, and he gets a good kick back to the fairway. We'll give him a good chance to save the 3. There's like a suction over there on the left side. Just pulled the first 3 drives to the left. Carla makes a good correction. There's a great S shot over the ditch there.
Oh yeah, hold it. Hold it. Get up there a little bit. Okay.
Carolyn's going to be probably in a little bit of a muddy spot, but should be able to pitch back to the fairway. And Haley was kind of in the same deal. She was short right and also in kind of a muddy spot. We got a lot of rain about a week ago, so there's a little more swamp down there over the bridge than normal. Sebastian shows the local forehand. So if you play this course a lot locally, I almost guarantee that you don't throw all backhand. We have a lot of people that play here, and this course just demands you to throw sidearms and all kinds of little tricks, really overhands too, to get out of the woods, because on a lot of these holes you're going to hit a tree at some point in your shot, so you're not always going to be on a fairway throwing your next shot. So it's always good to have these cool little tricks to scramble, and you'll see all the locals from around here have those tricks. That's one reason why the round ratings have went down substantially on this course over the years, is the locals have really started throwing way more overhands and just bringing the scores down on this course. So also it's softened up with some changes due to the parks putting in a new library, which actually changed this hole, hole 6. It used to be totally different, but still a very great hole. I'm going to be pretty happy just to tap out with my 3 here. Starting out 2-2 on 4 and 5 was pretty sweet, so I'm already ahead of the pace. And we move into hole 7, another bonus birdie hole. And this is your last real good chance to get a 2 on the front 9.
Sweet!
That was pretty good.
So I'm not going to lie, I was going to throw that plasma volt again, and I left it on the tee pad back on hole 6, and so I ended up throwing my matrix there, and parked it up pretty good. Ended up getting the CTP on this hole for the weekend, or for the day at least. The CTPs were just for the day, but won me an extra $71 because my matrix flew so nicely up there. Carla gets robbed right there. She's throwing a perfect tee shot to get her up to the hill. That's basically all you want to do in this hole, is just get up to the top of that hill. And she hit a root in the middle of the fairway upon landing and kicked her left. Haley has hit an early tree, and anything down to the left side we call Death Valley. So there's a big hill back behind you, and then there's the big hill you have to get around. And it's very hard to save a 3 from the bottom of Death Valley. Haley hit an early tree on her upshot, but then threw an incredible next shot, and she should have a chance to save her 4. We'll see, though. It's definitely pretty commonplace to see some hacking on hole number 7. If you don't throw a really pure shot off the tee and get up that first gap, then it's just a very hard hole. Oh, Carolyn's got a really nice looking putt. She's hit the basket dead center a couple times now. Hope to see her adjust and get a little higher. Haley makes a great putt there. To get up and down from where she was after that last shot was pretty incredible.
Oh, the matrix, mid-range.
Nice putt from Carla. And that birdie will take me to 3 under par. Everyone else is over par on the card, but hoping to get back on the good side of things once we hit the back 9. Get a few more birdies in our life. Hole 8, really short par 4, but it's basically a dog leg 90-degree right. I went with a thrill, 150 class thrill I got from Scott Craig. Threw a little low thumber sidearm to let it skip up there.
That's good.
Just very straight. If you have a backhand and you want to play this hole for a 3, you just have to throw that really straight shot. You don't want to fake left like Haley's did there. She might have got away with it there. We'll see. Carla Carla goes around the left side of that big tree with an Anheuser. And that was beautiful. That line that she threw right there is the line that I throw normally. In all my casual rounds here, I smash a backhand driver Anheuser. And I've two'd it probably 4 times this year with the Wrath on that big Anheuser route, but it's really dangerous. If you hit that first tree, you can get a 5 or 6 pretty easy. So I just went with the thumb in the tournament to try and play safe. Very nice upshot for Carla there. She should have a look at birdie. I'm going to try to just jump putt my envy around the outside and give myself an inside the circle look for my birdie as well. Anytime you can jump putt your second shot on a par 4, you either did really good work or it's a really easy par 4. But we had live scoring for every hole for every card in this event, and I was just looking through it, and no one two'd this hole the entire tournament, so it did produce some 5s and I believe 1 or 2 6s, so it's not that bad of a par 4. So we'll move to hole 9, 343, downhill turn to the right. Man, this is a hard hole. Not happy. I threw a good looking shot, but I caught that secondary tree. You can't see the pin from here, but it's just way down there, and I always say this could be one of the coolest wooded holes in Georgia because of the line that you have to throw to get down there if they would just take out some more trees. But the course has been here for like 15 years and no trees have been taken out, but it's kind of a really soft ground area, and so we have trees falling all the time. They just rarely fall in the fairway or out of the fairway. They usually fall from out of the fairway to into the fairway. So if you see a lot of trees down and branches down around this course, that is why. We probably lose 100 trees a year, I would guess. I'm going to go Insanity Thumber on my second shot. Try to throw something understable to make it skinny as possible. Oh, Haley threw a great little shot there with her spike. Just caught a tree coming around the corner entrance to the green. As you can see, there's a tree almost everywhere blocking the entrance to the green, so it's really tough to throw a clean shot and get a clean result. Sebastian's actually putting for a 2 here. And that's kind of what you'll see from the locals here, is that kind of flex sidearm shot off the tee or the overhand. You'll see some of the overhand as well.
Good putt.
Nice putt from Carolyn there. And a good comebacker from Haley. And I'll tap out for my 3. Pretty happy with that 3 after hitting that early tree. Still really good start. Calling hole 8 the par 4 that it is. I'm 4 under par now, so I'm going to try and play safe on hole number 10. Hole 10 sponsored by Rule 18. They are our title sponsor for this event. Just check out their clothing. They have some really incredible golf shirts.
Easy 3.
Hear me there. I threw the thrill and I said easy 3. My buddy Jimmy, who ended up caddying for me on Sunday, he's the guy I play the majority of my rounds with here. He was hanging out for a few holes before he had to head to work, and I told him I was going to lay up from there. Haley Childs is throwing her St. Pro here. That's the one of the routes you'll see a lot of the righty backhanders take. It's really hard to throw a hyzer flip and make it not flip all the way up until you get through the gap that's on the middle left. But that's really what you're trying to do. The basket is down by that skinny tree straight ahead. I'm able to get that hyzer flip move with my Insanity. I would say probably about 3 out of 5 times, but in the tournament I wanted to just play safe and chip a thumber up here so I could just pitch up for 3. Got a little greedy here though.
Dropping it.
Hey!
Yeah, $1. Great shot.
So sometimes greed can be good, and that is going to be one of those times. So super pumped that that went in. But there is a fast green behind it, so if it would have missed, I probably would have had a testy comebacker. That's my most beat up soft envy that I have right there. You'll see me throw it a fair bit. Sebastian wants to run his 2. He gives it a pretty decent bid, but plays the safe bid. You really don't want to start going down that hill behind the basket because it'll catch an edge a lot of times. So I'll stack the only birdie there. Sebastian and Haley will both card pars. We'll move to hole 11. Mando on hole 11, straight ahead. It's only a 175-foot hole. Normally I throw a putter on this entire stretch of holes we're about to play that we call Birdie Alley. But during tournaments, I used to always throw overhands through all these, so during my practice rounds, I tried out both ways, and I decided to go overhand through Birdie Alley. That was the insanity that I threw off the tee there for the thumber. Carolyn's going to miss the double Mando. Carla's going to test the right side. She's going to kick back and test the left side as well, but she'll be safe. Carolyn's going to just try to lay up there. The hardest thing about this hole, besides the double Mando, is like if you throw a righty backhand and you hit the gap, hit the double Mando gap heading towards the basket, it's almost impossible to stop short of the basket. Because it goes downhill after you hit the double Mando, it really is easy to just blow right by the pin. So most of the time you have a comebacker on this hole if you throw a good shot. That's another reason I decided to go with the thumber. I felt like I had a better chance of stopping it short of the pin.
Oh, was it? You did backhand though, right?
Yeah, I like forehand this thing a lot though. I used it for both.
Hole 11 used to be this incredibly hard bonus birdie par 3, but they built an access road and we lost that hole, so the double Mando hole is what we have now. So after hole 11, I'm 6 under par, but heck, we started on hole 4, so yeah, I've got a really good round going so far. So this one has an OB pond right in the middle.
Yeah.
Shot.
I go thumber with the fireball. Thought I might ring it up there for a second. I've definitely hit this hole a few times for the thumber ace. Also got it with the backhand. This was actually my first ace with a gyro disc. I aced this backhand with an ion during doubles. The first night, the second night it was back this year.
Hold it. Now sit on that tree. Up, up.
It's a pretty tricky hole for Carla and Carolyn, so they have borderline distance to clear this, but not enough to do it consistently, so they're both going to try and play short left of the out of bounds.
Plenty left, plenty left.
Pitch up and try and get a 3. Carolyn definitely went a little left on her drive, so she had to pitch out. She's just going to want to get up and down for a 4.
Holy crap.
I say that, and then she almost throws it in for the 3. Beautiful looking shot here from Carolyn. Oh, dead center, just a little high, rings the bell. Takes a little roll away for the trouble, too. She'll have a little tester there.
Way to play the hole.
Carla pitches up for her 3. Carolyn makes a nice putt for her 4 after almost throwing it in for the 3. Haley's got about a 25-foot, heck, over 30-foot putt from the left side, which is always obstructed. This is our 9th hole of the round, so it'll be the last hole of this video. That'll definitely help Haley's cause. We'll check a little replay on this. We'll call it about a 34-foot putt from the woods. Sebastian taps in. That's going to get Sebastian back under par. Sebastian's at 1 under par. And I'm going to tap in there with my Indy. And after 9 holes, I'm going to be 7 under par. Sebastian has gotten back under par. Haley is at +4. Carla is at +9. And Carolyn is at +8. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll be back with the second part of round 1. And then the lead card action for rounds 2 and 3 very soon.